You get me, Kate. Oh, you used to.
That's because I'm a trained child psychologist.
Come on, get back together. There are big problems in the office. The new owners have stripped us of any value. Everything that we'd saved's all gone.
Let's get drunk. Okay, what do we know about these guys? Lexon, owned by Vincent Kruger, currently resides in Paris.
How's your French?
No. No.
We'd like 2 rooms.
We're divorced.
And you are holidaying together to see if the flame still burns.
Well,
No,
why
not
not?
at
I mean-
all. So not. The flame is out. Snuffed.
No.
Gone.
Pierce, let's chat.
Go ahead, chat.
You know, in the film, you're retired. You complain about, you know, you have a bad back. You have this. Did it make you think about aging yourself, or even aging in Hollywood?
I think about it all the time. I've been thinking about it all my life. No, not in great detail, I might add. But yeah, you reach a certain point in life and you think, wow, I've come down the road a fair distance and I've done a lot and there's a lot to do still. So how could you not think about it? You'd be a fool not to think about it. The thing is not to dwell on it, and the thing is to celebrate it and celebrate your time. So that's what I try to do.
Does it, you know, obviously you've played many roles over the years. Does aging in Hollywood affect roles that you can get?
Sure. It always affects whether you're 24, you're too young, you're too pretty, you're too this, you're too that, so they want someone older. There's always the age factor within playing in the realm of film or theatre, well, it's particularly film, not so much theatre. So, yes, just as you get comfortable with one time in your life, you've been pushed into another dynamic of performance, and I think you have to be aware of that as an actor. So you begin to pick the roles of the father, the wise sage, or come what may. It's all fantasy anyway. So you have to have an open mind and an open heart about that gift that you have.
What's got into you?
Paris, spending time with you, having our money stolen.
That'll do it. Guess who's getting married? Look at her neck. That rock is our pension.
You want to steal a diamond?
Richard, he's not going to give us our money back.
Well, that doesn't mean we suddenly become the Pink Panther.
Why not?
Thrilled to be here. Glad to help. What are we doing? Kidnap?
Crashing a wedding.
Stealing a diamond?
I'm here to have some fun.
All right, we're in.
If you were going to describe what type of film this is, what type of movie is The Love Punch?
I would say it's a romantic screwball comedy. It's a throwback to days of old, somewhat, and it wears its heart on its sleeve. As you say, it's about this couple who have found themselves in life disenchanted by their own loves, living separate lives. And for one reason or another, in this case the financial crash that has befallen our times, he has no money. Everything goes belly up, and the wife, Emma Thompson, decides to steal a diamond.
How do you keep a straight face working with Emma Thompson?
You don't. You don't. She's outrageous. She gets more and more outrageous, that girl. I love her to bits. I mean, we talked about working together over the years, and I actually miss her right here today. If she was here, she'd be doing all the talking, so I could just sit back. But we talked about working together over the years, and I have a great fondness for her. And then Mr. Joel Hopkins, the writer-director of this, came to us. He and she had already worked together with Mr. Dustin Hoffman. And we said, let's go have a great time in the south of France. And that's what we did last summer. Nice, Cannes, Paris. Sorry.
Sounds pretty good.
It's good.
Big news coming out yesterday was Mrs. Doubtfire sequel.
I just heard that.
Would you want to be a part of that? Have you heard any inklings about you being a part of that?
I literally just heard it walking down the corridor. Of course. I mean, it's a classic film. It's a film that's close to my heart because the job came at a great time when I needed a job with one of America's greatest comedians and actors, Mr. Robin Williams. And so, Robin, you know where to find me if you want Stu to come back and do some high dive and choke on a prawn.
Call Stu.
Call Stu, baby. I'm here, available for work. But Mrs. Doubtfire is one of those classic pieces of entertainment that is timeless and is passed on from generation to generation. So, why not?
When you take a look back, let's say to like Remington Steele days to now, is this everything you thought it would be? What surprised you the most about?
Oh, God, this has been beyond my wildest dreams. I came to America 30 years ago on a wing and a prayer, and I got this brilliant TV series, Remington Steele. Came for 2 weeks, and it's been the longest 2 weeks of my life. 30 years later, I'm still here. I'm still working, and I love what I do. I love being an actor. I've always enjoyed the movies. You know, as a young boy in Ireland, there was such a fantasy and a dream about being in the films and the pictures. And then to actually achieve that is beyond words, magic.
Just wrapping up, I read about the thing how you were criticizing Bond, or your performance of Bond. Why are you so hard on yourself? You're freaking James Bond.
Snap out of it. No, it was kind of taken out of context, really. And it was to do with my sons, because my sons are always saying, Dad, watch the Bonds. But I never watch them. I don't watch my films. I really have no desire to see myself on film, because every time you see it, it's like, could do better. So it was badly kind of represented in that fashion. No, I'm very proud of the work I did in Bonds. I mean, it was a Herculean effort on everyone's behalf. Me being center stage playing this man after it had been dormant for 6 years. And, you know, Bond is the gift that keeps giving. I'm extremely proud of it. It has allowed me to go on and have a film career.
Why have you got a gun?
You got the gun.
I just decided it was too dangerous. But I made sandwiches. Anyone hungry?
Let's do this. Tell me where my diamond is!
Love is easy to fall into. Liking is much harder. Think of your wedding as a driving test. You take it, you pass, and then you really start to learn how to drive.
When did you learn to drive like this? I'm holding tight!
You're much more likable these days. It's really handsome.
I know, it's irritating.